Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. It is a very late Sunday night. I know I promised an episode yesterday. I do apologize for that. This episode will be kind of a, the aftermath or the reaction or 24-hour reaction to the loss, or what's going on with Manchester United with their loss yesterday to Brentford. Yesterday, I did listen to the game. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it, so I was listening to it via the Man United app. Obviously, listening to it on audio compared to watching it in person on the television. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not the best because you're not seeing everything that the announcers are covering, so you can't really see. But I did recap, or did watch a little bit of it, the game and everything yesterday, and from what I saw was sloppy play, to say the least. Actually, like always, before I continue on with our discussion, like, subscribe, follow, whether on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, as well as follow on Instagram, TikTok, and X as well. Don't forget comments, feedbacks as well. And thank you to all those who have recently started following and subscribing to the YouTube channel and the podcast as well. But yes, going back to it, yes, yesterday's game was sloppy. I'm very happy for Benjamin Sesko on the win, on his first goal. Definitely got the finish in, which is great to see. But overall, everything else was sloppy, from the defense to midfield, moving the ball. We can talk about the ref as much as we want. We can talk about what happened. We're talking about, you're seeing everything that's happening now with the comments with the ref too. So that's one thing that's happening. So it's, we can talk about whether that should, we all know it should have been a red. You can kind of question whether or not that first goal with Brentford was offside. They did review it. We are aware of who was in the VAR room as well during that game. We've had issues with him before as well. So you can say there's a lot of things going on, but I'm still not going to blame that for our loss. We still did not play well. We played sloppy. Defense couldn't clear the ball. Passing couldn't be done. We couldn't get things going. Bruno missing the pass as well. And now we're seeing more of a blowback to Ruben Amorim as well. So again, with a loss, the tactics, the formation, Ruben needs to go. Let's talk about all of his losses since he's joined Manchester United. Let's forget that he's starting a new season with us. Let's keep reminding us that he joined us last year and now it's a full year, and he has been terrible in a full year. So, okay. Just an FYI, I'm still Ruben Amorim in. I've said it on multiple episodes that what he is doing is going to take time. He has to build, and he has to build with Ineos. By the way, Sir Jim has come out and backed him. So we have that support. Yes, we're hearing talks from Talk Sport, Ben Jacobs, a bunch of other people saying he will potentially be gone after November because the compensation will be there. Sir Jim has come out and said we will support him because he needs a full season with the team that he needs. So even, I believe, Sir Jim knows that he has to build. I don't want these episodes to continue being rants. That's the problem. But going back to the game, from what I was watching, from the highlights that I watched, and I did rewatch certain games. I rewatched how Brentford scored the goals, the struggles, not being able to move. Like we could have the best stats in the world, and we can have the best stats in the world, and we will still fail. So I'm just pulling up everything here. The stats from yesterday. 57% yeah, so again, stats-wise, if you look at it here, yes. Shots, okay. But Brentford had the shots on target. 3 of them went in. Possessions, us. Passes, yes. Accuracy, yes. But we never took our chances. Should Brentford have been down to 10 men? Yes. But at the same time, to sit here and talk about reffing in the Prem would probably go unnoticed or unheard, or like it would fall on deaf ears. Because it's not just us who have issues with the refs, it's everyone in the league who's had issues with the refs. So that's what it's basically a discussion about. But the question is, are we going to continue to complain and make that an excuse? There is no excuse. We lost. We can talk about the long wait between trying to check the penalties, allow the substitutions. Yes, there is sloppiness there. But Bruno's also a professional enough that he knows that he can score a penalty. He failed. And like everything that happens, again, Ruben has talked about it. We have talked about it. And I mentioned it on my episode, what I wanted to see. I wanted to see consistency, discipline, and finish. We didn't get any of that. We didn't get consistency because we couldn't win 2 in a row. Discipline because we couldn't control the ball, move it around, and we couldn't defend. Now, am I going to start criticizing Ruben's plans, his formations? I don't know what goes on in practice. I'm not knowing what's going on behind closed doors on why he's selecting certain players. To be fair, like I know Luke Shaw has been fine for us, but he has struggled as of late. So maybe it's time to bring back Lenny Euro. Maybe it's time to do this, this, and this. Like, again, I am not there to see what is going on. And not having Mazraoui there did hurt. Putting Diego Dalot there did hurt. He struggled. Not having Ahmad there was tough. And I know when I made my predictions, it was before I found out that Ahmad was going to be gone for bereavement due to a loss in the family. So we don't know if we'll have him next week. We won't have Mazraoui next week. So we're going to be playing with the same players. So what's the objective? Dalot is still going to be there. Luke Shaw is still going to be there. Hopefully we see Lenny Euro. Hopefully we see potential Lamens. So again, we don't see everything. As much as we like us as a fan base, and I don't want like I just mentioned, I don't want to make this episode about a rant, but it seems that a lot of times I've had to make rants. And I know we're well over 24 hours from the loss. This is basically the aftermath or the blowback or however you want to describe it. But here we are. And it's always easier to say, it's easier to sack a manager than 22 players. We know Bruno's going. There's definitely a story behind Bruno and everything as well. Like Shaw, all those guys. There's definitely a story behind it. But I think what we're going to see is the proof that they need to go. And I think Ineos know that. Whether the Glazers, like, again, I'm not going to do the speculation or the conspiracy theory of all this stuff, but those are the players that we have, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be going like, oh, why is he choosing this? Who else are we fucking choosing, ladies and gentlemen? Sorry, let me just open up our... I think, do we have a storeroom of secret players that can just come in and play? Aiden, Heaven, Fredrickson, they're young, but they need time to develop. Lenny should be playing more. Yes, we have Kobe in that one spot, but there's definitely certain things going on that we do not know. And maybe during this time, this is the transition period of Bruno, and Bruno's gone in January. Maybe this is what we see of Bruno. He goes in January to Saudi. Maybe Luke Shaw's going as well. But everyone played bad yesterday from what I saw. Will I be doing a player rankings? No, I won't be doing rankings this time. But next week for Sunderland, I definitely will be. So, but for today, no rankings because again, it's how bad it was. Bayender wasn't good. I'm happy for Sesko. Listen, Mbuemo, Cunha, like from what I saw, they played well. But yeah, there's a lot of issues. The midfield's terrible. I'm going to say it, and it starts with our captain, who is not doing anything. Cunha made a great statement today, and so did De Ligt. De Ligt is backing Amorim as well. The board is backing Amorim. And they all said the players need to take accountability. And I made a call out to that leadership group after the loss to City, and I think after the Grimsby loss, I made comments. Delo, Bruno, Shaw, Mazraoui, Licha, and I think it's Maguire are our leaders in that leadership group. The fact that we have one guy who joined us last year as part of that leadership group, another guy who is consistently injured, and players who have been there through how many managers being sacked? So we don't have the best leadership in group. We don't have the best leadership group. I'm going to say that. I have stuck up for Bruno before. He is one of our best players, but he is not helping us as a captain. I am. I'm going to start. It starts with Bruno, and it starts with everything else. The players have failed the club. The players are not I'm sorry to say, the players are not worthy of the badge. I love what they've done for their time here, but you see it consistently happening. We saw it with every time. We saw it last year with Ten Hag, and then we saw it with that. Yes, great. We got rid of Sancho, Garnacho, yes, Rashford. Listen, Højlund wasn't that bad in the locker room. He had his struggles on the field. Malacia, yes, but we still have issues. Shaw should be gone, but he has to be here. He has to be here, and you know what? We kind of need him to play so we can get some value out of him and then sell him if we need to. Maguire is a good leadership to have and does play well in what Amorim wants. Same with De Ligt. De Ligt plays well. De Ligt should be, in my opinion, in a year, I think De Ligt is going to be our captain next season. I really do believe that. And they have to change and they have to get that proper mentality. And it's going to take time. It's a project. Was I upset that Semi Laments didn't play? No, because again, I'm not in the locker room. And we're always going to get upset when the manager doesn't do what we want. Story of life. It's the truth. What we want in football is the same thing that we want in life. Yes, we want to do it this way, but if it doesn't go our way, we'll be upset. So we apply that the same thing when we go for sports. Yes, we're always going to be upset when the manager doesn't do what we think is right. But we're not with the players every day. We're not watching practice every day. The manager sounds like he is getting everything off and trying to get things done. But it doesn't look like the players are actually willing to do it. Because for some reason, nothing works. We've heard this tale before. When the players train, they're incredible. But when they show up at game time, they don't know what the fuck they are doing on the pitch. And that's how it consistently keeps getting worse and worse and worse. We have the proper three up front. We have the people in the back. When Licha comes back, I'm sure he'll be there. You'll have Licha, you'll have De Ligt, and hopefully Lenny Euro as your back three. Hopefully Mazraoui is back and healthy. He'll be back out of the international break because that was all announced. But we'll have him there. And yes, we can keep talking about the Kobe Mainu thing and everything as well, but Kobe Mainu, I don't think will be fixing anything. But again, we don't know what goes on in that locker room. We don't know what goes on at Carrington. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And here we are again talking about the manager change. And it's not just, this news outlet. It's a lot of people talking about it. Fan channels are talking about getting the manager change. They want to bring in Southgate, talk about Potter. Xavi Hernandez has been in talks that he says he wants the job and learning the Premier League. He can do better with that. The problem is People want results with the squad that we have, but they're not understanding that this squad is not what we think it actually is. Yes, we added Cunha, we added Mbuemo, but this squad has its issues. And I think we can't get rid of all those issues yet. It can't be happening. It won't be happening this year. Until we get the players that we need to get in, there is a struggle. And we know that some of the players there are that struggle. Luke Shaw definitely needs to go. Bruno needs to go. Harry Maguire, for what he has done for his redemption arc, has been great, but he needs to go. Diego Dalot, it's time for him to go. But I think there's certain things going on that just we are not aware about. That's why I'm also looking forward to the Ten Hag NDA or whatever that shows up after the expiration. We're now at a year. I think we have another 6 months or so. I would love to see him on the overlap with Neville and all of them, and just have him air out, hey, what the fuck happened? What went on with Rashford, Bruno, all these guys? What were the stories? You may have had the veto, but were there certain things that you could do or you couldn't do? I would have loved to sit down and talk about that. And I would love to sit there and be like, is this what's actually going on? Like, are we here for this? But in the like I've always said every episode, I am still Ruben Amorim in. I was Ten Hag in because they have to build certain things. There's a lot of things going on at the club that we are never aware about. For all we know, there's a minute thing. There's a decision thing, a veto thing. As much as Ruben said we wanted Bruno to stay, what if he decided that he was never going to go and he had control of how it was going to be dictated? But he has to play certain minutes. He can't do certain things. It's the way we saw with Rashford when he kept continuously playing, especially with minutes and all that stuff. So what if there was something there that we're not aware of? But the fallout from the loss is the same story that we had with Man City, Grimsby, even after Arsenal, the Fulham draw. This isn't news. But guess what? People were saying this in the summer and at the end of last year. If he's not doing well, we better start talking about the sack. I don't think people want to accept pain, and I think what people want is results. They want them now, but at the same time too, they want to do a rebuild while they're getting results. The truth is, and we saw it last year with Ten Hag, this team had holes and it struggled, and the mentality has been weak. We saw it in the final against Spurs. We saw it in games against Lyon. We saw it in games like Grimsby this year. The mental state of these players is soft. They don't understand commitment. They don't understand consistency. They don't understand how to be a team. They don't understand the badge. They do struggle. Don't get me wrong, Ruben's not out of the clear. He does have his troubles. But at the same time, too, who are we selecting on subs? Who are we going to be changing this and starting that? Who is going to be there? Do you think that's going to make a difference? Yeah, we brought on Kobe, but we still gave up a third goal. We didn't score any other goal. We've had our troubles. We've had our struggles. Is there time for change of players? Yes, but the players are not going to be gone today. The next transfer window is not till January, ladies and gentlemen, and it's just finishing September now. We're going into October this week. The question is now is, what do you think everything should happen? Where do you think we should go? How do you think everything should play out? Realistically, the team will struggle. And the mentality is they play down to their opponents and they play up to the big games, which shows who the type of players we have for this club. And it's sad to say, it's horrible. And it starts with our captain, goes with that leadership group. But the teams, again, what we saw in that game and the fallout from it, it's the same story. The manager should not be changed. But we need to change. We need to make changes again, and we have to start building a culture. You want to settle with the players that we have and you want the results that you want. Guess what? It's not. It's not the formation. It's not that. And a lot of people are churning on the manager, and that's their only reason. There's a lot of players there that need to go. It is. And maybe there is a plan for Lamens. There is. There's a plan for everything, but you want the plan now, but the plan does take time to work. So, yeah. Amorim, in my opinion, still, these losses have been on the players. The coach can give you as many tactics as you can and give you a game plan, and they're like, well, you need to change it. But if you're implementing those words and the players aren't willing to do it, there's a lot of issues going on more than just the manager, ladies and gentlemen. And now more leaks are coming out about how the way Ruben is and practices, standoffish. Yeah. But for me, in my opinion, Ruben should stay. Ruben needs to stay. We can't be going through this thing again. That's what the horrible thing is. We can't keep going through this again. And yeah, we can't keep going through this. And that's the problem. There's nothing there to change. Well, we can't change anything now. Who do you want us to put on? Realistically, like what? We want us to go out and get all new players? Sure, we'll go change the whole entire squad this week. We'll revamp it and get it done. But who are we getting? There's no academy players that are ready. You can give on Diego Leon, but he is in a work in development. He's had his struggles in under 21s. Cheeto Obi is still young and needs to develop. Dorgu's only in his 20s. We didn't have Ahmad. We didn't have Mazraoui. Delo just came back after being gone for basically a month. So, yeah, like we had, like, again, there's some issues there. And when you watch the game, like back-to-back weeks, the defense have failed. It's the truth. They've struggled. The defense has failed. Would I like to see Euro next week? Yes. Should Shaw be benched? Yes. Harry Maguire should be coming off the bench. So there. Should Aiden Heaven possibly be getting in a start against Sunderland? Yes. Should Bruno be benched? Yes. Will he be? No. Should Kobe be starting? Yes. Ugarte coming off the bench, depending on who's there. Should we be doing the same thing that we started off with Mount, Cunha, and Mbuemo? No. Leave Sesko in. Should we be bringing Mount in as well? No. Everyone's talking about players playing out of position. When he was at Sporting, his players were playing different positions and out of positions but still performing well. It is the players. The players have to adapt. By the way, here we go. Everyone's talking about the players being out of position. They have been Ruth Ruben for a year now, ladies and gentlemen. They're in their positions now. They're the ones that are playing like shit. So, yeah. I didn't want this episode to be again, just a 25-minute of me going on a rant, but we had our struggles. And again, the fallout from yesterday was there was no consistency, there was no discipline, there's no proper finishing, there's no proper there's no proper ball play. IQs were horrible, movements were terrible. I saw some move. I saw Diego Delo going on a run. He could have carried it up even more. I feel like he could have made a move and forced the defenders. There's an opportunity to try and force it into Sesko. He was trying to creep behind. You can do that, but there are times there where the players just had opportunities to move it, try to get it going, but it's not there. So, like, listen, Amorim has the backing of Sir Jim, who runs football operations, so he will be there. So, full season, but we need to see the proper build. But, and I know, because I'm just looking here, this is by the Yardbarker, the article here talking about Xavi Hernandez. So, despite the struggles, reports of his isolation within the club, Amorim retains the backing of owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who insists that on a full season evaluation. However, former Barcelona boss Xavi Hernandez has expressed keen interest in stepping in immediately and seeing that this promising rebuild opportunity. And yeah, Sir Jim still backs him and everything, which is a good thing to have with these struggles. But, this is the one thing that's killer. It's the truth. This is the one thing that's coming in. It's coming from Fabrizio Romano. Yeah, it's great. But, yeah, because here we were saying Xavi Hernandez interested in taking over. Situation at Manchester United, attracting strong attention of one of football's most respected managers. Known for his success at Barcelona, Xavi has conveyed an interest in joining United immediately rather than waiting for a potential future opening. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano revealed that Xavi sees the role as an exciting project and a chance to rebuild a struggling squad into a title contender once again. Why the fuck are we going to go through another rebuild in a year? We just hired a new manager who just started the project. This is what's killing me, and this is what kills me about Talk Sport, Sky, BBC, all these fan channels. Guys, we just started a year into this project, and you want a manager change to start all over again. Holy fuck, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Why do you want to go down this road? Why are you fan channels pushing this road? Why are we going through this again? We need to, it takes time. You all know how long it took time. And it's not just the fan channels, it's the fan accounts I see on Instagram, Twitter, everything. It's just out to lunch. It is. It's out to lunch with everything going on. Why should we refresh? I'm sorry to say these players are not fit for Ruben Amorim, and Ruben Amorim needs time to remove these players. Next year, we're probably going to see a whole new midfield because Bruno, Casemiro, potentially I hope Diego Dalot goes next summer. I do hope a lot of players go, but they need to leave. We need to build. I would like that leadership that what we call leadership to be there gone. We need players with mentality that need to be here and that fit the league. And there's leadership there people that should be there. Delay should be part of that leadership group. I am proud of Mazraoui to be there as well. Listen, I know we have some young players there like Dorgu, Yoro, Sesko will be there. It's young, but having the mentality, next year for this group, it should be Maz, Delit, Mbuemo, Cunha, Lenny Yoro should be there. Those should be the key moments. But Semi Lemans, he needs time to develop. It's going to take him time. The additions that we have here are going to take time. I know we're 5-6 games now in. Yeah. Because Arsenal, Fulham, Burnley, City, Chelsea, Brentford. Yeah, so 6 games in. And we've won 2, tied 1, lost 3. So, yeah. But again, should we have beaten Brentford? Yes. Have we had struggles on the road with Brentford? Yes. The team itself plays down to it, the mentality of it. So, but yeah, I think there's players there that need to go in January if you can, if not next summer. But I think some of them will be leaving. So we'll see how it progresses. It's just going to take time. And you spend money, but not everything was filled. Not everything was backed. We had our struggles. So we need to give it moments here to get ourselves back into United. Like, we're over $1 billion in debt. Remember that. So, I'm going to leave it there for the episode. What I planned for the episode with just discussing the fallout from Brentford. It's the manager should not be changed. You're hearing from the reports, especially with Cunha and De Ligt, calling up the players. It's sad that I have not seen an article of Bruno, Delot, Shaw, Maguire, as who are leadership groups, not talking about the failures. That's the worst part. Why are we having members who are not a member of our leadership, and why is our captain not saying there, being like, what the hell is going on? So, yeah, I'll leave it there. I'm going to aim to be back. I'm going to aim to be back to do an episode tomorrow, Monday. So keep an eye out for that episode as well. One can give congratulations to the women's club, the women's squad winning against Liverpool this morning. 2-0 was the score, which I'm very thrilled about that. They're off to a good start to the season. Their first Champions League game is coming up in 2 weeks, I believe. I believe it's Lyon that we're playing in the first Champions League game, so I will be looking forward to that. I will definitely try and catch that too, and catch that watch. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the game this morning, but I am very happy for them to win and happy the way their season's going too. So, the ladies are bringing a positive bringing positivity to the club, to say the least. They are definitely the shining star at this moment. The men, on the other hand, here should take notes on what mentality should look like from our women's squad. So, but yes, I'll be back tomorrow with a new episode as well. So keep an eye on that. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the start of your week. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. Oh, sorry. Before we go, as always, like, subscribe, follow on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Feedbacks. If you want to do collaborations, let me know. Again, thank you to all new subscribers who have just signed up. And as well as Instagram, TikTok, and X as well. To follow too. Yes, this is the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.